Hello, everyone. This is Sharon Lapu-Lapu, and today I am with Mr. Ron Davis again. And thank you for granting this interview. And how are you, Mr. Davis?
I am doing fine. I'm doing fine. Glad to have me back on the Sharon Lapu Lapu show. Okay, so I'm here to update my event that I had in Iloilo, and we went to a little small village called Lambunau. And the reason why I did this on the 21st of October, is because throughout the year, we have about 50 volunteers, and the 50 volunteers, they do just very small community events throughout the year, and they support the Jordan Davis Foundation. And as they support the foundation, it always helps with donates, to my foundation. A lot of people that go to these smaller events, they go to walkwithjordan.org. Again, walkwithjordan.org, and then you can donate by hitting the donate button. So they do that during the year, and then as a give back, twice a year I come to Iloilo and I go up to Lambuna and I'll do something as a thank you for the 50 volunteers that we have. This time in the volunteers, I was very excited because I normally have my coordinator, Jenny, that comes over with us. She lives right in that area. But this time was a special time because I have Norlin, and Norlin Gascon. She came in from Cologne, Germany. And she came back to her hometown to be with us for this occasion, and she's still over there now enjoying herself. But she's a very integral part of the foundation, and she helps get the volunteers together. So I was glad to have her there this time. This time we had a lot of games. We went up to a place called Guinness Garden Resort, Gines Garden Resort in Lambunau. And this place is widely spread, has two large pools. And so when you're up there, you can also do grilling. They have some barbecue grills, so you can have pork and chicken grills and you do grilling. This time we did something special, which they have in the Philippines, they call a boodle food fight. So this is the boodle food fight. And this is big, banana leaves, and they put a lot of food on the leaves and things like that, fruits and stuff like that. And they fill it up, pork, chicken, fruits, vegetables, and they go at it. And so I joined them in the boodle fight. So of course everybody gets their hands washed and clean first. You got to clean your hands first. So we had the boodle fight, and then they have some activities like they do here in the Philippines with the balloons, where they put the balloons on the person's head, and then they put the balloons on your head, and you have the partner balloon. And you push around the balloon, and sometimes the balloon is on your eyes and on your mouth, and it almost looks like you're kissing the person, and you see who's the winner of that. So we had that activity. Another activity they have over in the Philippines, they have the calamansi, a little small, looks like a lime. And the little calamansi, they put it on a spoon. And they walk. They put it on the spoon and they walk and and you have to make it to the other side and back and give it to the next part, and whoever wins, if it falls off, you start all over again. And the kids, I call them kids, but they're teenagers and 20-year-olds, and they just fall out. And we enjoyed that also. And so, you have to come here and kind of do the things that they do in the Philippines. And I certainly was a part of that. I did some dancing. Of course, you have to do karaoke. You have to do karaoke, right? You must do that over here. You must sing, whether you're good or bad, right? You must sing, right? And so we sang, and so we just made a whole day of it. And so the event was just a success. And I thank everybody that were in the event. Again, Jenny, thank you so much for what you do. And Lynn, thank you so much for what you do.
So everybody enjoy.
Yes.
And better that spend time together and enjoy life as much as we can.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because life is so short.
That's right. That's right.
Enjoy. Better that we are alive than to be late.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then we the specific time when we do the prayer just before the boodle fight, we always do a prayer because of the fact that many of the Filipinos here, they have lost family members or don't have family members. A lot of these young people grow up without fathers. A lot of them grow up without fathers and mothers, as you well know, right? And so what I do is, because we have so many, we have, it's 50 of us at least. And so what I do is I said, look at each one of each other. This is your family. Sometimes your family is what you were born with through your blood, and sometimes your family is what you make of it. And I tell each another, everybody that was there, this is your family too. Beside the blood family you have, when you need to call on somebody, look to your left and look to your right. These are the people that are going to be there because we're all fighting the same thing. We all want to be loved by each other. And so I connect these people that are part of the foundation to let them know that not only do they do events, but also they're brothers and sisters. And that's what I'm here for, to connect.
Yes, sir, you are a very good person because I know the feeling of the children that they are growing without father because my daughter is experienced also that she grow without father knowing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, having lived in the Philippines for an extended period of time, please summarize your impression of life as a foreign and CEO and the country.
Okay. Yeah, I've been coming over here several times, I guess, for the last almost 6 years now. And this time is a long stay. I've been here now for 6 months in the Philippines, and I'll be here until next year. And the Philippines, to me, as a foreigner coming in the Philippines, I noticed that everybody kind of looks for you for direction. In other words, if you're getting ready to go somewhere and there's some other Filipinos that want to go to the same place, and you might have met them at the condo that you live or the store, and they say, hey, let's go have lunch or whatever. They look for you to lead, even though this is where they live and they know where the restaurants are or whatever. They look for you to lead where to go. And also, foreigners, if you go and you're with Filipinos, remember that they may not have any pesos, okay, but they'll go and eat with you. So don't feel bad or feel like you're being put upon because you have to pay the check. That's just a normal feeling because they feel that people that are Westerners or people from other countries that come here, they have vastly amounts of money more than they have. And so I just don't want you to come here and make an awkward situation where they're eating with you and having fun with you, and then the bill comes, and then you look at them to pay their part. No, 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 no. That normally doesn't happen unless someone has a very good job here. So be okay with it, you know. And it's only a few pesos. I mean, it's not a lot of money. You have to look now. I think today it might be about 57 pesos to $1 US. I mean, so it's not a big deal. But just to let you know that, you know, if you're over here, they're going to look for you as a foreigner to lead them. And also always be kind, always be nice, and always extend yourself to the people here.
Yes, and you know, Filipino people treat a foreigner like a special person or VIP.
Yes.
And then if you eat together in the restaurant and then you ask you to pay the bill, they said, no, 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 it's okay, we pay the bills.
That's the way it goes. You're in the Philippines now.
Yeah, so they treat you like a VIP or very important person. You are special.
Yes.
Um,
yes.
And sir, as a CEO on your foundation, how do you how to say that? How do you manage your time?
Thank God that there are laptops in the world and iPhones and all that kind of stuff, because I tell you what, being away from home, all the tools that you have in your office, the printers and all this other stuff that you have, it's not here.
Yeah.
You know, when I have to print something, I have to go downstairs to the main lobby and I have to email them or something and have them print it somewhere else and then bring it back to me, and it may not be done in a timely manner. So you have to get used to the slow pace of people as far as, you know, the office workers and things like that. But I find that the one thing that's really complicated is that you're a 12-hour time difference from the U.S. And so a lot of times, a lot of people that are working with my organization, they try to call me and they don't realize that 1 o'clock their time in the afternoon is 1 o'clock in the morning my time. So they, well, how come you didn't answer me back or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. And so you have to realize that the 12-hour time difference. And then when I try to reach them, the same thing. I forget that they're asleep, you know, and I try to reach them. So that's really the only thing that's different. I think that I'm contacted more in the U.S. because my U.S. phone, I really don't use it that much here. I use a local phone, and I miss a lot of calls on my U.S. phone. And if I use it too much, you know, all the amounts of money builds up because, you know, if you use it a lot. So I know I miss a lot of calls. I know a lot of you that are in the U.S. are trying to call me. Use WhatsApp. It's a free app.
Yes.
My phone number from the States is, again, 1-404-447-6181. Use WhatsApp, and you can reach me or Facebook Messenger. Otherwise, do not try to call me on my local phone because I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, because especially it's international call and expensive. It
That is
costs
correct.
more.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And you seem quite healthy, fit, especially with the energy requirements of non-profit organization. What's your secret?
My secret, my secret is number one, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is eat oatmeal. A lot of people say, eat what? Oatmeal. Got to have that little foundation in my stomach. That's just me, you know. Then I eat some fruit, mango, watermelon, papaya. I'll eat some fruit in the morning, and that gets you everything started, you know. Then after that, I let that digest. I go to the gym maybe for 45 minutes. And I'm not like these people that lie and say they go to the gym for 2 hours and 3 hours. Stop telling those big lies. I go to the gym 45 minutes tops. That's it. Done, you know. And I'm not doing a whole lot of crazy stuff. You know, the bicycle a little while for maybe 15, 20 minutes. A little exercise to get the muscles going in your arms, you know. Couple of sit-ups. Not a lot because I got a little stomach. But yeah, that's about all I do. And I think just my attitude also. You know, if you have a happy attitude inside, it shows on your face. If you
Yes.
notice people that are always angry, it starts showing on their face. And so I tell people, you know, it doesn't cost any money to smile.
Yes.
Right.
And what is your secret to be still handsome?
Well, you flatter me. You flatter me. See, and you did it on
It's
film.
true.
And you did it
It's
on
true.
film. You did it on film.
Still young and handsome.
It's perception, I tell people. And anybody that's walking around here now that looks in the mirror and then they go, oh, I look like this and look like that. Don't do that. Inner beauty. Inner beauty is going to show on your face. And no matter what you think about this person or that person, thinking about when you're in school, the same young man or woman that you saw in class that you thought was an ugly duckling, what did you think about them when they grew up and they became
Yeah.
beautiful, right? Because it's all inside of them. So I tell people, don't be so caught up with somebody's facial features. Don't be caught up. Look, hi. Don't be caught up with that. What you have to do is find the beauty inside of them. And then once you find the beauty inside of them, it'll come out. It'll come out. And so that's how I feel about it.
Yes, the more important is you have how pretty inside your heart if you have a gold heart because physical it doesn't matter because when we will getting older the physical will change but the attitude or the beautiful inside what you have inside your heart it will be forever and
Right.
the people will not forget how kind you are even when you are gone on the planet but they will still remember you.
That's right. And they'll finally remember you. They'll see the face that they want to see. And that's what you have to understand. People see what they want to see because sometimes you see one of the most beautiful women would be with a guy, and you say, well, he must be with that guy because he has money, because he doesn't look that good. And then you find out she has more than him. Why did she do that? Because she sees the beauty inside that person,
Yes.
you know, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. And a lot of times, you know, especially us guys, you know, we go on the internet and we go on these websites and we look in the Philippines and we look for the most beautiful woman on there. That might not be the best for you. Sometimes you just keep having conversations, and sometimes the person that's not the most beautiful person on there is somebody that you conversate with and you like their conversation. And you ended up 1 month, 2 months, 3 months conversing with that person. So don't always look for the most beautiful person on the internet if that's the way you want to go and look for a person. You know, just continue to tell the person who you are. And if
Yes.
that person likes who you are, then you're already ahead of everything before you get to the Philippines.
Yes, yes, sir. Because if you are a kind person, there are quite a lot of people who loves you um, like if that person is rich but nobody love him because of his attitude is not bad, so the money is useless. The more
Right.
important is love to each other, share to each other.
Right.
That's the more important.
That's absolutely right.
Yes. And have you considered other neighboring countries for your foundation, such as Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, or Indonesia?
As far as Thailand, I've been to Thailand 3 times, and they were with either family or friends. And I see that there's like a language barrier in Thailand. See, the thing about Thailand is, unlike the Philippines, in the Philippines, it's mandatory to have English in school as a second language. I think in many places in Thailand it's not, and so therefore, when I go to Thailand, I don't find that many that not only speak English, but they don't speak English well. You know, so it's very hard. And even if that was the case, I would still try to do something over there. But what I find also over there that, you know, I don't see many people in my experience where they're community involved. You know, every time I come to the Philippines, you know, different provinces, and I'm talking about provinces that are an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours away. I'm always finding communities that are involved in things. You know, I talk to one person about what I want to do, and all of a sudden they go and gather 20 or 30 more people right away. When I'm in Thailand, I don't see that. You know, I talk to one person, and that person never comes back with anybody else. So I don't see this. I don't think anything is going to go on in Thailand as far as Singapore. I've never been to Singapore, but my impression is that it's a rich country and an expensive country, and so. I don't just feel right now the need for a type of foundation, nonprofit that I have. I'm not feeling right now that there's a need over there for me, that they have a lot of ways in order to make money and to circulate money over there. And as far as some of the other countries like Malaysia, kind of same thing, because Malaysia is right next to, you know, Singapore. And if I'm wrong, anybody that lives over there that's looking at sharing Lapu Lapu, or if I'm wrong, please go ahead and send a message to me. Tell me that I'm wrong. And also connect me with the community activists over there. Because not only do I want you to tell me that I'm wrong or whatever, but I need to have action. I need you to connect me with community activists over there that I can send emails to, and Sharon will give you my email. And then maybe we can do something over there if I'm not correct in my assessment. The other thing was that Indonesia, I do want to go to Bali. You know, I've always wanted to go to Bali, and so if anybody has any connection with the communities in Bali, I would love to go to Bali. I think that they could use what I have to give over there. You know, I've gone to India and done things in India and enjoyed myself there, and so I've kind of done Asia. And so the new thing that I'm doing, that I'll let the cat out of the bag, is that I'm going December the 2nd to South Africa. And I'm going to South Africa. I'm going to Johannesburg, and then me and 2 other foundation board members, we're going to also go to Cape Town. So if you're in South Africa and you're looking at sharing Lapu Lapu, I'm coming to Cape Town and I'm coming to Johannesburg. Get in touch with Sharon, and then I'll get in touch with you when I'm over there.
Okay. But sir, if ever there will be somebody or government member in Thailand, Singapore, that will contact you for to open a foundation in their country, are you willing to make that?
Well, I don't have corporate donations, so I have individual donations. So I can't open up a headquarters or anything there. What we do is we go to other countries and we'll just do an event. It might be a 1-day event, a 2-day event, or a 3-day event. But I don't open up like a brick and mortar headquarters or something like that. I don't do that. I don't have enough in the foundation to do that, because again, I don't get corporate sponsorships at this point. So I just go there, and the money that people donate to me, I give to the people that are in need.
So as an African American in the Philippines, and a very visible one, have you encountered any prejudice in the Philippines or abroad?
Okay. That's a funny word, prejudice. Okay, so that's okay, but that's how we do. We do like that, and so I have to, you know. But prejudice, you know, I don't know if many of the viewers understand the difference and really understand my thought pattern when I hear the word prejudice, because prejudice is, to me, is not the same as racism. See, those are 2 different things. Because prejudice, because you could feel some sort of way about somebody, about what they have as far as money or whatever it is, based on something you heard or something you read, but nothing that you experienced. So you look at someone as, let's say they look at me as a black person, and they judge me because of something they heard. Now, they don't do anything against me that's going to harm me, but they judge things about me based on that. Okay, and so that could be considered a prejudice, but it's not something that I would take as an insult or something like that. So there are things that you have to understand, because most of the people that are in the Philippines that I have met, they have never left the Philippines, or if they have, they've never left Asia, period.
Yes.
Okay, so they are working with things that they either read on Google or read on TV or saw on TV or somebody told them. And so when they make those misconceptions about people, that's like a prejudice
Yeah.
if it's a negative thing. But they don't mean any harm by that. But that's just the way it is. And so I laugh sometimes, even when people look at me and they go, "Hi, you play basketball, right?" And I go, 6'2" in the United States is not really that tall.
Yes.
It may be tall over here, but it's not really that tall. So it's not like I'm 6'7". Okay. So, and I don't take offense to it, but I just smile. Okay. Now, racism, I have never, since I've been in the Philippines, encountered racism, because racism to me is something where people are trying to harm you based
Yes.
on the color of your skin. Okay. So they look at the color of your skin and they try to do something to your detriment. That, to me, that's racism. And I've never, since I've been here, encountered that. What I've encountered, though, is sometimes in a restaurant, you will get someone would defer to someone that's white. What I mean by that is, if I sit down at a restaurant table and order something, and then somebody else later on sits down at a restaurant table and they're white and they order something, and then I look at the menu and I put my hand up for them to come over, they'll start coming over. But if the white person put their hand up, I see that they'll make a detour and go over to the white person first and get their order and then come over to me, even though they set me first. Now, I don't know if that's something that is normal here, but I've seen it a couple of times while I'm here. And and it's not a big deal, but it's something to think about. I think that a lot of black people have to come over here and understand that when a country is colonized by people that are white, they tend to think that that person is some great person, some person to look up to. And it takes decades and decades to get that out of the bloodstream and get that out of the consciousness of people. When I'm over here, I'm also always trying to tell people, you are people of color. I know you come in light skin and this, that, and the other, but you're people of color. And so we don't need to try to whiten up the Philippines. We don't. We need to go ahead and be who we are. And so that's what I try to say over here.
Yes, that's why most of the Filipino people has influenced life of United States.
Yeah. And then colonized before that by Spain,
Yes.
right? Who are very light skinned. Yeah.
Okay. Many foreigners are choosing and considering the Philippines as a retirement destination. What advice would you give foreigners worldwide, especially those in the United States, on retirement in the Philippines?
Okay. So as far as retirement in the Philippines, I think retirement is great in the Philippines. Your dollar goes a long way. The red tape in the Philippines is minimal. I mean, you can go into an immigration office and get, extended visas easily. I go in and within 20 minutes I'm out. Uh, the thing that I would suggest is come over here and go to different provinces. Don't just come to Cebu or this Iloilo or Manila. Go to different provinces. And the reason why I say that, I feel that there's sometimes subtle and sometimes there's a great difference between people of different provinces. The way they act, the way they think, their values are different. They're not just all Filipinos and they all act the same way. They even have different dialects and things like that. So there are going to be certain things in different provinces that you're going to like. So you pick out one that you like. Like if you don't like being muggy and hot, then you would go to somewhere like Baguio City, which is very cool. So you have to pick on, because the weather in one place is not the same as another place. Okay, so do that. If you don't like to be in traffic, then don't go to Manila. You see, so there's different things. Yeah. So, and then there's another choice of whether you want to be in the city, whether you want to be in the mountains, or whether you want to be near the beach. Those are the three things that you have to look at. So you need like at least 2 or 3 months to look at all those things before you decide on where you want to end up in the Philippines as far as a retirement. They have good, excellent medical benefits here. They have health here, dentists here, and all that stuff is here. but I just think it's location, as we say in New York, where I'm from, location, location, location. So, take a few months to check that out.
Yes, sir. And as a retirement here, living in the Philippines, how's your life? How you compare your life here than in US?
My life here in the Philippines compared to US is like, in my particular situation,
Mm,
because of the death of my son,
mm,
my life in the U.S. was very chaotic because there was
mm,
always a lot of our families
mm,
every week was losing a child. And so you have to be available for them to call you, to talk to you and tell
yeah.
you their story about their child. And at certain points, it fills you up.
Mm,
And you find yourself going to a lot of rallies and a lot of little conventions and things
mm,
like that. And the bottom line to all those things that you go to is about the death of children.
yes.
And after a while, it starts to get the best of you.
Mm,
And I can only speak for myself. It started to get the best of me. I started to get to a situation where when I came home, I didn't want to look in Jordan's
mm,
room. Because every time I looked in Jordan's room, I would catch myself.
yes.
And as a matter of fact, the first time when I came from the U.S. to the Philippines earlier this year, which is the end of April, beginning of May,
Mm,
and I got the condo. The condo was on the 12th floor. And I tell you something that I probably wasn't going to tell you because we're going to have the interview, but I think it might help your viewers and help some of the people that are coming and why
mm,
they're leaving the U.S. to come here. A lot of people that are leaving the U.S. are coming here to get away from certain things,
mm,
whether it be family members, whether it be pain, whether it be heartache, whether it be somebody that they lost.
mm,
They come here to try to get a fresh start, a new look. And so I think I think I need to say this to them. So when I first came here, because I was so filled up with so much
yeah,
brokenheartedness and
depression.
depression, I came here and I was on the 12th floor. So I went out on the balcony a couple of times. And after a while, I couldn't go out on my 12th floor
Mm,
balcony anymore because that little devil, that gets on your shoulder
mm,
sometimes,
yes.
the little devil was telling me in my ear, jump. The little devil was telling
Mm,
Ron, jump. Just end it all. Just jump.
mm,
And I said, this is the first time I ever felt like, that I needed to just give it up. And I said, no,
mm,
no, 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 no. My belief in God is too great. My belief
yes.
in people and in children is too great. And I
Mm,
and I knocked that devil off my shoulder. And I very rarely go out on that balcony, but just to let you know something personal to me, and maybe you could use that for yourself, is that sometimes when you're trying to get away from something, you have to really cleanly get away from whatever is there that's hurting you.
mm,
And something there in Florida was hurting me, and I needed to get away. I'm doing great now. I'm having people that I'm helping, and I'm
mm,
feeling good, and the foundation is thriving, and it's doing well. And I'm seeing the smiles of the people, and that's what I needed back. I needed to be just filled up with smiles and
yes.
love and not filled up with all those things that I was
Mm.
dealing with when I was in the United States.
Yes, I know what you feel, sir, because I feel it also when my daughter was a little,
Mhm.
when her father left us, that I cried the whole night, and then suddenly it came on my mind that what if I'm gonna put pillow on his head,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so that she cannot breathe it anymore. To
Right.
I think over to kill because
It's a
of the
little devil.
depression. Yes,
The devil.
unfortunately, because we think God, it's gonna happen, and I am
Right.
lucky because my daughter is very pretty.
Yes, it's
Yes.
beautiful. She calls
Yeah.
me Uncle Ron. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
And she
glad she's
likes
here.
you.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
she's here. I'm glad
Mm,
she's here.
mm,
But that's a little part where me and Sharon we have fun with this. But we usually try to give a message to you out
mm,
there, all the viewers out there, that there are things that are bothering you that are serious, and not
mm,
all ways that we laugh about. And if those things are happening, please contact Sharon to let Sharon know. And if there's anything that we can do to help you,
mm.
and something we might be able to say or do, let us know that, because
Yes.
that's how you make a community. Because Sharon has developed this community with you.
Mm,
You may not have met her, but you have met her through
mm.
the internet. And so she
Yes.
tries to give you some things to help you. And I think
Mm.
this is very important.
Yes. Especially to all people who are in depression.
Yes.
Just keep faith, strength, prayer, and hope, and try to moving on and think in the positive way, and think that there will be a good things will happen in the future.
Right. That's right.
And any specific message to the African American community about the Philippines in terms of retirement, social life, scenery, real estate, medical concern, retirement area, and environment?
Okay. Okay. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
mouthful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you read that and I stumbled over that, right? So, yeah, some things, you know, every day you'll see people out in front of your building or whatever. And if you're in a condo or a situation, they're trying to get you to buy real estate here and things like that. So you'll always see people, and that's their job every single day. And sometimes they'll stand out there for a whole week and not get anybody to do it. But all they need is one sale or whatever. So I understand that. And but as far as me, I'm a person. I call myself a global citizen, and so I am not looking to be in one particular place all the time. So I enjoy, you know, that I have a home in Jacksonville, Florida, and I will always have a home there. And so that's my base. And as far as the other places are concerned, I may rent for a year or something like that. Real estate here is like you can get like a real nice condo for about $40,000 here in the Philippines. 40,000 US. Yeah, that's right. Don't shake your head. Yeah, really. You know, and if you want to spend some more money, you want to spend up to $60,000 or $70,000, it's going to be really, really nice, and you're going to probably see some water. So it's really nice real estate here. There's good businesses here also. Several people that I've met. I met a brother from Ghana. He has a chicken and beer wing place or something like that, and it's right near us. And he opened that up a couple of weeks ago. And he also says he has a hair salon place that he's opening up next week. And so there's a lot of businesses going on. And so, you know, it's easy for them to get businesses here. Like I said, it's not a lot of red tape here. It's not a lot of red tape. And so that's what I like about the Philippines.
Beth, as you love the Philippines, you have no plan to buy a property here?
I plan to go to another small area called, what is it? Alegria. Alegria.
Ah, Alegria.
Yeah, I plan to go to Alegria next week. And what I want to do is look at some homes that are right on the beach. Because if you want to get on the beach, really it's better as far as price is concerned to get on the beach in a smaller town. Because I've lived in big towns, and I've lived in Los Angeles, I've lived in New York City, I've lived in Atlanta, I've been in big towns. So I'm looking to get away from big towns, and then when I want to come to a town to go out or go to restaurants or whatever. So if I can get a place on the beach, reasonable place, I would go to a small town like Alegria.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that on one of the blogs by this guy named Finn Snow, I believe his name is. Yeah. And he was showing a place that was there, and I kind of like some of the places there. So, yeah.
Yes, it's really nice to live in a very peaceful area, and then overlooking, because you look forward what we will gonna do. You will you can think more.
Right.
Yeah, and your mind will be in peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're here in the Philippines to chase skirts, or if you're a female and looking for a guy, then you need to be in the city area.
Yes.
But that's not what I'm here to do. Okay, just want to get that out the way. That's not what I'm here to do. I got things to do here that's more important to me than to run around chasing. Really. Yeah.
Okay. So that ends our interview. Thank you, Mr. Davis. You are a gentleman and a scholar and an excellent speaker. So I will put the contact information of Mr. Ron Davis in this video description. And if you would like to donate to his foundation, you can contact him and his email account. So I will put it in my in this video description. And if you would like to donate to my channel, I will put also the link in this video description. So, sir, thank you very much for this interview again, and God bless.
And don't forget, walkwithjordan.org and hit that donate button for the foundation if you want to help some of these kids that I'm helping here. www. That's what old people say it. www.
www.
Remember we used to say that. But
Yeah.
walkwithjordan.org. Please help us. We love for you to come and help us. And by the way, before we finish, I just want to say that I am going to the United States on the 10th of November, which is in another week and a half. And anybody that's in the Florida area, you can come to Florida to Jacksonville. It's going to be on November 19th at 11 o'clock in the morning at the Clara White Rescue Mission, downtown Jacksonville. If you come, we're going to have an event again on the 19th of November. It's going to be a big event. It's called Feed the Community event. And we're going to have music. We're going to have live bands. We're going to have food. We're going to have all kind of things going to go on there. And that's going to be the 10th anniversary of the remembrance of my son. My son died 10 years ago in 2012, and we're going to remember him on the 19th of November. So if you could make it, I'd love to see you come over to me. I'll be there the whole day on the 19th of November in Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you.
Okay, so I will put all the information of Mr. Ron Davis in this video, in the video description. So thank you and God bless everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.